Good afternoon, everyone. It is July 23rd, 2023, and we've went over our weekly outlook just a short while ago, so I won't be getting too into that, and instead I'll just be focusing on what I'm looking for tomorrow. Now, tomorrow we do have flash PMI coming in at 9:45 a.m., and apart from that, the only other news that I'd be thinking about is that the rebalance will be complete. So yesterday, on Friday, sorry, the last session, all we had was a run up during the pre market. It was sold off aggressively, and then we spent pretty much the rest of the day balancing. Same with NQ, and then we got some sort of liquidation into the close. Now, with the rebalance done, I'm seeing, I would imagine that some of the bigger names are able to catch a bid, or maybe better put, is that the outside excess selling stops or it takes a pause. So what I'm looking for, and what I mentioned in the weekly outlook, is that I want to see this thing get a bid, and I'm mostly focused on the NQ here. Is the ES to me has been extremely bid. We closed the week above last week's high on the ES. We closed at 45.64 ish, and the last week's high was at 45.60 half. So we closed about 3 4 points above last week's high, whereas the NQ obviously falling much lower. So what I'm going to be looking for is some sort of bid between about, let's call it about 400-ish to 500-ish. I want to see this gap close finally at 510, and I think we'll be able to find a bid somewhere around the weekly VWAP close, not last week's. I think the week prior to that, which is down at 444 and a quarter right here, lining up pretty well with roughly the first half of the year's high here at 475. So I think what will happen is we'll find a bid somewhere around here, and then that'll carry the ES up as well. Now, the trades. Essentially, these are all look below and fails because the Nasdaq has been so weak. I don't want to be blindly putting it along. Uh, if we are able to close the gap, I'll be looking for a long at 547s, that being settlement lows, that Thursday RTH low over there. Above there, I will try and start taking some shorts. If the gap has not closed yet, I'll be short at 602s, that being pretty much the VWAP close from Friday, right around the middle of this balance, right around the point of control as well. So if there are any players here who are trying to play long, I imagine they'll be caught offside. Above there, I will also consider a short around 642s, that just being some sort of really obvious level. I think it played off a bit here. Yeah, it held a support here and then it ramped up. So I'm interested in that spot. Not extremely interested. I get more interest in the short side up here. Weekly point of control from last week at 758s. Above there, 791s being the weekly VWAP close, right around, I think, within a point of weekly halfback. 803s have just been the critical number for me for a while here. Nice sell, auction around it, a little bit of a bid, sell, huge bid. This is a 5 minute, by the way. Auction around, sold off. So this entire 750 to call it 758 to 808, let's call it that 50-point range. This is where I'm mainly interested in getting short. Above there, I will still be trying to play the short side, essentially off of last week's high at 857s to 875, and that'll be after the gap close at 911. So I would like to see a ramp up to 911ish, come back below, and then I'll be looking for shorts. That's what I'm looking for on the Nasdaq. On the ES, again, we've got 42 quarter coming in at last week's -2 standard deviation VWAP, so I doubt we'll be breaking that on a Monday. So we'll be looking at bid around there. Above there, we've got a low of day at 45 quarter. I think it's worthwhile to be bid at 45.75. The idea being that'll put us back inside 95% of the trading volume done last week. Above there, I'll be willing to take 50s long, same idea, and then above there, I'll be willing to take 54s long. Again, similar idea. Perhaps I may want to end up sliding that up to 57-ish. We'll see. But in general, I want to be long in this zone. I don't really see us falling very dramatically tomorrow. I think you're going to have that Nasdaq catch a bid, and then we can play the rally upwards. Now, if we do get a gap down scenario, which for now it's looking likely, It's only a massive 3-point move so far downwards. It's taking quite a while to do it. If we do get a gap down, and if this is indeed the overnight high, I would be looking to short it. So 63.5 against 66s, I'd be looking to get short. Otherwise, if the Nasdaq is very bid, I will be getting long 60.5. That being last week's high, or 64 and 3/4, kind of around yesterday's low of the day, the weekly close, Thursday's close, all that sort of stuff. Pretty much where we found support a bunch of times on Friday, and what was an important level in July as well, earlier in mid-month. Above there, getting short 76s, that being the weekly VWAP close, the weekly point of control also right by there, 77s. I want to see the monthly point of control first shift up from 44.38s to up around here, so I would expect some sort of churn and then get that shift, and then we can sell it. Above there, want to get short 82s, that just being the critical level that we saw, and I will only want to be short here if the Nasdaq is looking very weak, again, after the monthly point of control shift. Above here, we are starting to target 94.50, this perfect double top from the overnight high over here on Wednesdays and the RTH high. So above 82s, I'm starting to look at 94 trading. If 94 trades, after 94 half will be tagged, I'll be looking to get short at the Q, whatever that is, Q2 high at 45.88 3/4. Above there, not interested in trading. Below there, not really too interested in trading either. For the time being, maybe that changes by tomorrow morning. Maybe I think of a different trade. Anyway, hope that makes sense. Hope that helps. Have a great night. Trade safe.